guys, we are back and we are in the Straw Hut Media Studio today. We've taken a break from the Heartbreakers house only for a minute because we wanted to see what the studio was like.
Because it's 5 minutes from me.
Yes. If you want to know where Elsa lives, find the Straw Hut Media Studio.
Oh my God.
And then just hang around the area.
Remember that one episode when you almost gave the name of my address up? You're like,
I was just
then like
listening
your
to it.
street.
It was our last. Oh my God, we're giving way too many details all the time.
No, but I cut you off before.
Okay.
I cut you off before. They're not going to find it. But anyways, and I don't live in this area. I'm moving tomorrow.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't. Okay, so how have you been, Elsini?
Really good. I turned 27.
Happy birthday to you. I won't do all of it.
Yeah, please don't. I've had enough.
Guess what? I haven't given you your present yet, but I got it.
Guess what? I already know what it is because Holly told me.
She is such a bitch. And let me tell you why first. I mean, other than reasons, but like...
Stop it. That's her best friend.
So she doesn't listen to this podcast. It's not about her.
She does it, yeah.
Okay, so she goes, what should I get for Elsa? She has everything and she can afford anything. And I was like, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to get her. I was thinking about it. Could be really cool if I get her like a leather bound journal. She loves journaling and like those ones that tie around with the beautiful leather, and then I'll get it embossed with SH on it. And she's like, oh, that's a great idea. And then I even gave her a good idea. Oh, she walks to the other room and grabs this like $2 little journal and goes, here, give her this one. I go, no, I'm going to stick with the one I really want to get her.
I appreciate it. I love to journal. I will fill up obviously a journal in like
But I thought that was really thoughtful.
So it is. I
gave
love
her
that
an idea.
So I was excited when I heard that she was
No, but then yesterday I told her, oh, guess what? It's almost here. The diary and I ended up finding a place that did a really good one. She goes, oh, so you just made mine look like shit. I said, it was my idea, but like it was so weird.
It's fine. I don't care about gifts.
And then she called you and told you.
No, I was there. I was at home. I was at her house and she was like, oh, here, I wanted to give you this journal. Okay. She's like, did James, she didn't do it in a mean way. She was like, did James give you anything? I was like, oh, no. She's like, okay, here, you can have this journal. He was going to get you one, but I guess not. But I didn't know you were waiting on one. And she must have just now heard
they have to emboss the SH into it. It's very cute.
Well, I appreciate
How was your birthday in Miami?
It was really good. I got really messed up one night. Why do I always do the night before I'm about to get on a flight? That's when I choose to get so wasted. I got so wasted, I actually don't even remember half the night. And I never do that where I forget, but I don't remember going to 11. I don't remember getting a table. I don't remember.
That is so fun,
though.
That's how it's supposed to be. I can't say
that I don't remember that my friend said that I did.
You get a free pass on your birthday, and don't think you're getting away. I want to like unpack it a little bit. Like what else happened? Okay, so
I don't remember. I guess we went to Kiki on the River. I then had a few drinks. I got into an argument with my friend. I then was like, F you. And I went to 11 and I went to the owner of 11. I said, if I let you, I don't remember this. If I let you eat my pussy, I think it was, or was it look at my pussy?
I didn't think you were gonna. This is the best story, by the way.
I said, if I let you eat my pussy, do I get the owner's table? Because it's Labor Day weekend, so it's packed, right? So I was like, do I get the owner's table? So I go to the owner's table, and it's only the three of us, and we're just like dancing, and I wouldn't let anybody else at the table. And then this is all according to my friend. And then 15 minutes later, I'm like, I gotta go. And I run out of the club. And
did he eat your pussy?
No.
Oh, okay. No.
I ran out.
But that's so cheeky and fun. It's like, I'll let you see my pussy if you give me this table. That is so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It is cute. No, it's not.
No, it is. I was like, oh my God. I mean, those are the stories you want, though. Like when you have a birthday, which is a free pass to do anything, those are the stories that you need to have at the end of it. Because, I mean, listen, if it was just a regular Saturday night and you were like, I'm blacked out every weekend and I show everyone my pussy.
I'm allowed to do that once a year.
Yes, exactly. And I need those stories.
And then I went home.
You came back and were like, all I did was the hibachi dinner, which is fabulous, by the way.
I know. And it was really relaxing. 99% of the time, except for that night, was really relaxing. We laid out the whole time. And
that's what I wanted. The story of the pussy showing. I love it. It's
I know,
so
right?
cheeky.
And my friend said that I told him like it was such a prize. And he's like, okay.
You're like, guys are really simple. Okay, if I want something, I know how to get it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's too good. That made me actually like, damn it, I should have gone.
That's how I used to be. Remember, I used to really be like that, like very, very. So I want to be that in between person where the problem is I can't handle myself when I drink.
I think that you've actually been quite reserved since I've known you. I remember at the very beginning
I was
that you were fun. Remember I posted that video of you coming out of that guy's house and being like, Elsa, Jim, where it was like in the morning. And I was like, so that I see come back a little bit too, just because I think that you're in a relationship for a while and stuff like that. But like, I think you'll be sad if you get to like, let's say 35
and I
or 40
didn't show
and
my
you're
pussy
not.
to the owner
and
of
also
11.
It's just fucking fun. It's not even like that. It's even like, Brandy and that. Like, it's fun when you get turned up and you have a good time and you don't need to, like, who's your parents? Like, they're not trying to, like, you don't owe anyone anything. You got to have fun. And we need these stories on the pod.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I the one thing I don't want to do is I'll have fun nights, but I'm not having sex with everybody. So I think that's that in-between thing that I used to do all the time, where it was like I would go out, I would find a guy, and I was completely comfortable with that and wanted that. But now I'm in the in-between stage where I'm like, I don't necessarily want to go out because I'm not looking for guys. And that's what people are doing when they're going out. So I feel awkward drinking and being out. So that's kind of why I haven't been doing it. But yeah, I mean, I had a great, and I came back and had an even better time because then I went, I was going to tell you. Yeah, I did tell you though. I went on like a mini, I can't tell if I'm in a situationship within a couple of days.
What? I don't think you told me this. So what's the situationship?
I think I'm in a situationship. Remember I went to that guy's studio.
Oh,
and then all of that. So is that I feel like that was just a booty call for a couple of days. But then he texted me and he was like, I'm coming back tomorrow. And when I left his place, he was like, see you when I come back.
And then he said, I'm coming back tomorrow?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, we can't say this guy's name, but that is what is a situationship? Like, let's break it down. So it's like, it's just because you guys because you've been in the same town together before, like you've had, I think it's a little bit more than that. I think what it is maybe you guys are both in a place where you can actually take a look. Whereas before it's just been like ships passing in the night.
That's not what that was discussed.
I know, but like, there's just so much more.
I need to give so much more details because people are going to be like, this is just so confusing.
No, I know. Yeah, exactly.
But I've just known this person for so long and I've slept with him in between every relationship that I've had. So I'll break up with somebody and then he does the same thing to me. So we kind of over the years laid in bed together and kind of ranted about our, you know what I mean? Like getting out of these relationships.
Well, you know what it is? You're both single and you know what? You can tell when someone's mindset changes a little bit. So you can probably pick up on a little bit of like, I might take a second look at this. I'll tell you what happened
when it changed where I was like, this seems like more than a booty call because when I went to the studio and there was no drinking or alcohol there, or I'm sorry, no drinking and smoking and stuff like that. I know you do, but usually they turn up there and it was so professional and I was the only girl there. So I was like,
it was probably a little boring, but I like that. It was
super boring. I almost fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah, right. But you know what's cute about that is like you can do that any night and like he wanted you to be there with him and he didn't need to.
On a Tuesday?
Like, but either of you didn't need to drink to get through it.
No,
like you can be around each other because that's another thing.
We've never drank together.
You've got to be able to be quiet together and just like, listen, if we're going to spend a lot of time together, we can't be lit 24/7.
No,
so
we've never been drunk together. We've never smoked together. We've only had sex, watched movies, and I've gone to while he's sang. We'll just say he sings. While he sings.
He's a singer.
Yeah, he's a singer. Okay. That was so I'm in a situationship?
Yes. Right now you are.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's just the situation at the moment. I mean, I'd actually like to know what is the definition of situationship? We should know this. I know that it varies because people throw that word around.
So what I want is to be a booty call. I want to downgrade myself.
No, it already has been a booty call.
Sounds like it's created the situation because you said in between things. It now has its own sort of parameters.
Yeah.
So the situation might not be that it will be a relationship, but that it's expected that in between things.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I like that. It's expected between us to be with each other and sleep with each other when we're not with anybody else,
or with other people.
We did do that for a while too. Yeah. No. Oh,
no, but it's informal. It's an informal relationship. It's a situationship.
No, there's actually layers to
situationship
to me and him because I forgot how long I've known him and how
he's wanted you for years, and you.
I forgot about that. I got to get rid of him. I forgot. I'm not gonna get just a booty call out of it. I completely forgot. About all the
it's different, but seeing as people don't know who we're talking about, we'll have to check back in that. Or you'll catch it on TMZ.
Stop it. I would cry.
What about me?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I always want to talk about myself.
No, that's fine, actually. Okay, so I'm on the Ozempic, as you know. I lost about 7 pounds. I'm rounding up. But it's making me really...
Did you really lose 7 pounds that quick? That's
don't act surprised. You can tell.
No, but that's a pound a day.
Yeah, well, it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, so... No,
it has
2
been
weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks
okay,
it's
that's
been.
still quick, James.
And I'll tell you, I do feel sick now that I'm on a higher dose all the time, but it's kind of a nice sick where you know that, like, you're getting thinner and it might be like all the fat burning up and making me feel toxic and gross. But also, you know what I realized today is, like, it's also making me a little bit, like, angry and just, like, short-tempered. And you know how nice and, like, chill I usually am. So, like, today, just everything and the people driving and the, like, oh.
So do you think you're not getting enough nutrients?
Yes, I think that's what it is. And also, it's giving me a lot of acid reflux. And then, and my body is used to eating every 5 minutes. But, like, now I'm eating every 6. No, I'm making myself eat, which is good. I need to do that because I still want to, like, have muscle and stuff. And I work out at the gym. But even, like, I'm not eating... It's always 6 hours in between meals, though, which for me is a really long time. For normal people, that's not, but like it's just changing my whole body makeup and structure.
So are you eating 3 full meals a day still?
Yes.
Okay.
Or sometimes 2, because at the very beginning when I get the shot, like today, because I had it yesterday, I'll probably be able to squeeze in 2 meals today because it is just really hard.
Well,
like,
James, this is what you wanted. You wanted to be on Ozempic, and I already told you that's what it does, and you didn't listen.
No, because I love that it, although I'm about to contradict myself, because I went on it because I knew it didn't affect you from the neck up, which means that it doesn't make you feel cracky. It's not a stimulant.
Like
this thing is not drugs. You don't lose any face weight or hair or ego. And that's still as fat as anything. Oh God, I'll always be fat inside.
So you don't feel cracky. That's good.
No, yeah. I'm just like, it's just making me feel different.
Well, how long are you going to be on it, you think?
Forever. Yeah.
So
this is my new life now. Unless they come out with something in a year's time that tells us that it's killing me.
Wait, this is a serious This is a serious conversation that we're having now. Because I don't think Ozempic is
Don't take my Ozempic away from me.
It's not a forever thing. You have to go off of it at some point.
No,
or can you not?
If you Google it, it's forever. But that's for diabetes people, because diabetes ain't going anywhere.
But so what about for losing weight?
So there's not enough research yet because they only just found out that it, as a side effect.
Should I share about me, how I went on Ozempic at 18?
Are you sure that it was Ozempic?
It was similar to Ozempic. It was a shot that we did. No, it was a shot that was turned like a diabetic type of pen where you put it up to 150 thing, and I would go like this once a week.
And then what happened?
Ask Holly. I started to gain weight at 18 very quickly within like a month because I was drinking, eating, whatever. And my friend, she was European. She would bring back these shots. She's like, "Oh, just do these shots. Everybody does them. I'm trying to tell people it's for diabetic people." So we started doing them. I did them for 3 months. I lost the weight within like a couple of weeks, but I kept doing them for 3 months and I never have gained weight since. But let me tell you something. I actually just saw a nutritionist because I can't gain weight. I'm at a point where I'm like, I'm losing weight, but this is forever. But it's hard. I struggle now to gain weight, which is weird.
I would love that.
Yeah. So just saying you can go off of, I don't know if it was actually Ozempic, but it's similar.
With you saying that, so I've been ideating between I'll go off it in like 3 months because in my mind, it takes 30 days to break a habit. To really cement it in, I'll do 3 months.
Oh, so you feel like you're addicted to Ozempic?
Food. No, I'm addicted to food and the frequency of the amount that I'm eating. So I don't want to, my mind is automatically set to be like, I need this sugar and then sugar crash. I'm addicted to that. So by that, I've only been on 2 weeks. So even in a month's time, I'm going to be like, if I wasn't on it, I'm sure I'll reach less for it because my body is not craving it. It's not addicted to it. It doesn't have highs and lows. It's just kind of flatlining at like, I'm a normal person. You know what I read on Reddit the other day, actually? Someone had said, oh my God, this is why skinny people think fat people have no willpower. They actually have something in their brain that tells them when they're full. And fat people that have, I really do think that I just have this thing. And I think I did it to myself because I used to have a trainer and a nutritional chef that would make this in the old days when I was rich. But he would make me eat so much food and train. They were trying to, like, it was thousands a week to have the trainer 7 days a week, have all the food. My body looked sick, but I had to walk 3 hours of cardio, do an hour of weight training, and then eat like 5 heavy meals a day. And I was always forcing myself to eat. And I think it just changed the way that I looked at food, because I grew up skinny and I wanted to put on muscle. So I changed the way I thought about food. And then that also combined with that I was always coming down from like partying in the old days, and it would be nice to eat stuff, stupid shit. Yeah. You know what you said once, which was really good, is that just stay eating as healthy as you can, because it's much harder to come back from binges and stuff. It is. Because your body's then relying on the sugar and it's that bacteria.
Because your stomach, when you eat a donut, your stomach then starts to grow that bacteria. So it's actually the bacteria in your stomach that's craving it. And that's why it's so hard. So you have to get rid of that bacteria. So it takes a certain amount of time to get rid of that bacteria. And that's why I don't ever go back to putting that in there, because then your body really does crave it.
I wonder if we could, that sounds weird.
It's true. I think it's a bacteria, or it's something.
A tapeworm?
No, it's look it
I
up.
thought about getting
I'm
one of
telling
those.
you the truth. It's so once you get rid of that, that's what cravings are from. Is those things in your stomach craving it.
I just hope that it will, maybe if you starve things like that by not giving them that stuff all the time, because they thrive on sugar and stuff.
Yeah, it's something like there's something that just starts.
I really do just want to look good again, because like even now, just losing like a little bit of weight, I'm like, whoa, I'm 6 foot and I weigh like 220 pounds. So like I actually didn't realize I carry it well because I'm broad-shouldered and really tall, but I didn't realize I am actually quite, like, there's a lot of weight on me. And even just losing 7 pounds, I'm like, oh, there's my face again. I wasn't looking older. I just had lost all of my like face structure. And I just thought, oh, well, I've had my day. I just look like this now because I'm 35. But I don't actually look like that. Dramatic. It's because I've been eating so much. I am dramatic. Oh.
So, well, I hope you get off of Ozempic and you don't end up being addicted to it, because that's what it really sounds like.
I can get addicted to anything.
That you're starting to be addicted. That's going to be the new thing. People who are addicted to Ozempic. It's going to be the new eating disorder for sure.
Oh, shit.
Should we do our voicemails
or
what?
What else did I have to tell you? Okay, so
you got to tell me more.
I wanted to tell you about, okay, fine. Oh.
I actually wanted to tell you how right before my birthday, my therapist tells me, she says, if any guys buy you flowers, that's okay. Flowers, wine, champagne. She views it as okay. But if any guy buys me, and this is weird. And I hung the phone up. I was like, okay, that makes sense. But then I was like, is she being a hater? She goes, if anybody buys you a Birkin or diamonds or anything like that, that's a red flag. Because I'm not dating anybody. So anybody that I'm not dating, if they buy me diamonds or anything extravagant.
So had you asked her a question? How did that come up?
It came up because of somebody that I was chatting with at the time, asking for my address to send me something. Remember who I was chatting with for a minute?
Yeah.
So he wanted my address where I was going, and I assumed that he was going to send flowers, and that's what we were talking about. And she said, well, if he sends you something more than that I would see that as a red flag. But I'm used to that behavior. You agree?
No, I don't agree.
So I thought about it for a while, because then I was like, at first I was like, yeah. And then after I was like, I'm kind of used to that. But I guess I'm going to take it as I should be cautious of people trying to catch my attention over just being a good person, right? So I think the problem was that person wasn't communicating a lot with me. And if they would have just sent a gift instead of just communicating with me, it would have been better.
Well, because why are they trying to, I get two sides of it. Why are they, people that go and buy things for people are trying to attract the wrong attention. So they obviously don't have very high self-worth, because they're actively seeking someone that's going to use them, like for stuff. So like they're not
Maybe it's
gonna,
that. I don't know. I never re-asked her. Maybe I should, what she really meant by that. But I was going to say
But I don't think one size fits all. I think some people are just like, they want to get, I mean, especially if you're not on the, like, not everyone looks the same, let's just say physically. Like, so like if someone is, you're the cuter one and you're also a female and like that's cute. Like guys have it ingrained in themselves that like girls like presents and she's cute. If I can get her attention with this thing because I don't know her that well yet, then it'll give me a window to be able to talk to her that I can show her that I'm a nice guy.
I think that's what she was saying is the red flag.
She is
I don't know.
frigid hag, and I fucking hate her.
With her. I'm so frigid. No.
She's not listening.
No, I know. She's whatever.
Well, maybe she does. If she was doing her job correctly,
but you
she
know
would.
what? Every guy that I chat to talks about how they listen to my podcast. So I
people say that?
Yes.
So I've been getting that a lot lately. Oh, actually, it's so weird because he listens to this podcast, so he's going to hear it. So Jay, let's just say whatever. Okay, so remember Jay off our other episode? Yeah. Okay, so he was on Brandy's the other day, and he came on, and he was saying all this really nice stuff again, and it was
okay. So ask him out.
But he had been listening to like all of our episodes every week ever since he came on, even, and he's still listening to it, and he's like. We even chatted about it after.
So ask him out, James.
We even chat after the podcast, and they were like, "You should go on more dates with him," because and I was like, you know what? It's kind of hot to think that he has heard my weirdest moments. By the way, I don't know what I say on these podcasts because he'll text me something like, "Oh my god, I was like clutching my pearls. I can't believe you said that," and I'm like, "What did I say?"
So is it making you feel flattered?
No, it is. It's making me like, wow, if someone is hearing me. Be like, because I'm just sitting here talking like no one's going to hear it. So like when I'm chatting to you, it's just like my girlfriend. I can be like a loser and I'm like all gay and camping it up and like having the best time. And then someone's listening to it and being like, oh, I still think he's really cute. If not more cute, like because he can hear like my flaws and the realness of it.
Go out with him.
Yeah.
I don't like it when the guys that have been saying
producers
that
in the back are signaling yes.
I think so too, right? I told him that as soon as he left. I was like, I think you should ask him out. And I was like, I thought that he was being really nice to James and was really like.
Yeah, Brandy was like, if he wasn't gay, I would marry him. Yeah,
he seems like a really nice guy. I'm pro Jay.
So day and age where people, when you save a podcast, people groan. Like, I'm not listening. But he's gone back and listened to all the episodes. But
at the same time, it bothers me when people are saying that.
Why?
Because I started this podcast to talk shit about the guys that I sleep with. And the fact that they're watching it means that my podcast is going to fail. Because I can't talk about them because I want to fuck them still.
Do you know what the guys that will hear that and maybe use it to their advantage and be like, I've got to do better next time, or I got to
talk shit about me,
or I've got to she's gonna talk shit about me.
See, like for me, I would be intimidated if somebody came to me and said I watched every episode. I'd be like, there's times where like you said, you don't know what you've
because I don't remember. Once we leave here, I'm like, but
I mean, we started this podcast, so I guess
I'd prefer for us to just have a fucking amazing podcast that's real and that really connects with people, and then be like, if anyone's still left out there that wants to fuck us or date us, but whatever, I needed the good podcast. And it's our life, then we would have to make shit up, and I don't think we're that great at acting yet.
No.
Even though Elsa has been considered for a Christmas movie.
Yes.
Actually, I have to talk to you about that after this. I would love to see that. Jingle bells. Sounds like a porn.
Jingle bells. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's do our voicemail. This is from Tyler.
Hi, Elsa. Tyler Doring here. Have you ever thought of what you would have done if you had never got into porn?
Yes. Absolutely, I have. I would be a weather girl.
Oh yeah, you've said that before.
I would be a weather girl. Yeah. I would genuinely be one of the girls that's like this. I don't want to be I would never want to be a full-on news person because that's too much pressure to memorize all that stuff and read that thing, because I've kind of done a little things like award shows where they have that screen and it just goes down and I can't keep up like that. I can't read fast. So I think just saying it's going to be 99 and sunny or rainy or a hurricane or whatever.
You would be like that girl off Mean Girls when it rains on her boobs and she's like, if there's a 90% chance it's already raining.
Very elevated. Yes, that's what I would do.
I love that. I love it. This next one. My girlfriend and I only ever make love and have never fucked. We've been together 2 years, and although she thinks we have a great sex life, I think we have a boring one. Any tips on how to get more freaky and less vanilla? So they make love and they've never fucked.
So he's saying that making love is just passion, maybe not even passionate because he's saying it's boring, so it's not even passionate. So basically making love to him is boring sex, just to clarify, because to me making love is, you know, crazy sex. So I think it just depends on how you take making love. But
so he sounds dissatisfied.
He sounds dissatisfied. So
what can he do to get more
trying
freaky?
to get somebody to be more freaky is all about communication and making that person feel comfortable. I know we talk about it a lot, but if you're wanting something, it's all about just telling the person within boundaries. Like, I'm interested in this. I want to try this. I want a little bit more. Are you into maybe more aggressive, fast pace, toys, whatever, and learn as you go with that person who is vanilla, because it will scare somebody, and then if you scare them from the sex, they're never going to go back to it.
Look up their porn history. Just kidding. If they're not going to have an open conversation about it.
But he's saying he wants to go to his girlfriend and ask her for it sounds like crazy, more freakier sex. If he wants,
you need to talk about it. That's what people don't want to do. Like,
and I think that also, once you've talked about it, as a healthy conversation one-on-one, even during sex, if it isn't there yet, talking about what you want during sex and maybe not even doing it yet, but doing it during a passionate time.
Yes.
Maybe he wants to try anal, but you're still having vaginal sex, and you already had the conversation in a healthy way, being like, I would love to fuck you in the ass, and get that person ready. And then maybe the next time, or even then, they might want to do it.
That's great, because you could actually test the water on things that you can take back if the partner feels like they're too freaky, because you're like, oh, that was just in the heat of the moment. I said that I wanted to like light your tits on fire with gasoline and like
oh my god
and have you twirl a baton around
hula hoop in reverse cowgirl.
So you can say those things while you're having sex, right? And then it's all fair game when everyone's horny and having sex. So that's a good time. And if she looks really freaked out, then you just pretend like it didn't happen.
But I say first have a healthy conversation about what you want to do.
That's healthier, I guess.
And then talk about it during sex.
Oh, shit.
Okay, what's the next one?
Okay, period sex. My girlfriend wants to still have sex while she's on her period, but I'm not sure how to get past the whole blood thing. Am I being a dick for refusing sex while she's on her period?
Would you fuck a girl on her period?
I think I
know
would.
You're gay, but
I think I would. Although, how strong is the penny smell? Because it's like blood, so it's going to smell a lot like pennies.
Sometimes it smells strong.
Really strong.
It really does.
Depends, because some people aren't. I think it's going to be not a one-size-fits-all thing. How long does the period go for, the blood?
Depends. It can be anywhere from 3 to 7 days. They say healthily, but sometimes, I mean...
Okay, so that's not that long.
You know what it is some people are really grossed out by blood, and I think that that's okay to be genuinely grossed out by blood. It's really disgusting.
You don't have to have period sex.
You don't have to have period sex. Personally, for me, I prefer that. I want that. It has to, my partner has to be comfortable with that, but I could see.
Do you like it? Do you feel more or less turned on?
It's my favorite time to have sex.
So that's something that you could take into consideration. Do they really need it? Because like, it's only a week. You can withhold sex for a week. That's not a big deal. But is it something that's adding to the spice of having sex, and maybe that you should try it for your partner if she's even more?
Well, he's saying it sounds like they already tried it.
Okay, so there you go.
Wants to still have sex.
But I don't think you should have to if you don't want to.
I don't think you should, especially when it comes to bodily fluid and blood. I don't think that if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it.
There's a lot of cleanup then.
It is a lot of cleanup too.
You know what? It reminds me of this gay thing that all gays say it is, I don't trust anything that bleeds for a week and doesn't die.
I know, it's so true. I think it like builds up over time, and I don't know. Gays are funny. I'm constantly having boners.
You are?
Like often for a long time, to the point where it throbs and hurts. I'll stay hard for 30 minutes after masturbating. Is there something wrong with me? I want to know if this person is fully coming. Are they just masturbating and not releasing themselves?
Me too. I need more
James, this is all you. Go.
Okay, so hard for like 30 minutes after masturbating. Yes, there is something wrong with you. Sorry, but like if you've already masturbated and come, your dick is just not staying hard.
No, I don't
want to say there's something wrong with you, but if it's
hurting and throbbing, and it's not going down.
It shouldn't though. Like if you've already climaxed, it should be going down. And even if I just don't think it's that normal for it to throb and be that hard for that long. How old are you as well? Because maybe they're just horny again.
That sounds like
I would ask your doctor
really constantly having boners sounds really embarrassing.
Constantly having the boners.
Yeah, and he's constantly having boners. Who wrote this question? Is this a real thing?
It's me.
You wrote this. So he's constantly having boners, and after he masturbates, he's still hard. He needs to see a doctor.
Yes.
If it really is hurting and throbbing like that,
it shouldn't hurt.
I keep looking at the question like it's going to get any better, but he needs to see a doctor.
Next one is, I want to have sex with my husband twice a day, morning and night, and we usually have sex in the morning, but at night it's hard for him to get hard. How do I get him to make 2 stops on the express train to Pound Town?
To Pound Town. I love when people say Pound Town. I think that you need to... Well, if he's having trouble getting hard, he's probably exhausted.
And how old are these people?
Yeah, how old is he?
Do you have to have sex? I know she's probably, I reckon she's a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
And she's like, I got like a great whole day to myself at home. The kids are at school.
I'd be careful saying that because they're going to come from you if she's a stay-at-home mom, because they say stay-at-home moms are 2 full-time jobs. Is the equivalent to working 2 full-time jobs. So they're going to come for you for that. But I do, if she is somebody that is needing more sex, it just sounds like he's tired. Like, don't
I say
guys
leave him alone.
Don't guys, if they can't get hard, doesn't it mean they're most of the time they're tired too? Especially, it sounds like at nighttime.
You know what? Do something else to use. Try to switch up to more lube or a lot of lubes or something a little bit.
Wait, what does that have to do with anything?
Well, because she wants him to get hard, and she's like, if you're doing the same thing every time, you're doing it twice a day. Is it that interesting enough to get hard for again? Like, make it.
James's Ozempic is going crazy.
Okay, sorry.
I think that she should just have a more open conversation again about how she wants more sex, and it sounds like he's tired, and she needs to maybe just be okay with one time and meet him halfway. If you want 2 times, maybe meet him halfway and get once.
Okay. Oh, this is my favorite part. Yay. Okay, Elsa. I was reading your Daily Mail article the other day, and I just thought it was brilliant. I was really interested. I know some of these things already about you, but my business partner was like, there's so many questions I still have that need to be answered. So I thought, what a great opportunity for us to spend this segment filling in a couple of blanks that I thought were really interesting, and a couple of other people did. So,
believe it or not, I didn't read it.
Well, why would you? You were there.
Yeah, I was there, and then I thought, I didn't read it.
Really? I would have been so excited and been like, I have to read this. It's about me. Yeah, I know.
So what am I going to read about myself? Well, I guess I could read to make sure that they portrayed everything that I said correctly. But even then, that's not even any of my concern.
Did you watch the video of you talking?
I didn't.
Cute.
I didn't.
So
I don't know what they put in there and what they didn't.
Well, okay, here's a couple of things that I really wanted to ask you, though.
Okay.
So Mennonite, okay, it's really interesting. You were raised Mennonite. What kind of religion is that? How different is it from Protestant versions of Christianity?
So it's a very strict form of Christianity. It's just considered Christian. And what really, how some religions... they like how Muslims are strict about their clothing. It's just another religion that is very strict, that has a clothing guideline too, and a full-on lifestyle. It really is like a full-on lifestyle.
What are your earliest memories of?
So my great-grandparents were Amish. Then they left.
They're Amish.
Then they left. Then what a lot of people do is they'll leave being Amish, and then, which is less strict Amish, basically is Mennonite. So what they'll do is they'll leave and then they'll become Mennonite. So Amish won't have electricity. They don't drive cars. They wear dark colors. Mennonites can wear lighter colors. They still wear bonnets, or they'll wear just a covering.
Wear bonnets.
Or they'll wear just a covering, which is just this much of a lace cloth.
And
so
women and men both?
No,
Oh,
just the women. And then so my earliest memories are my great grandparents. They were Amish. Then my grandparents were Mennonite, and then my mom raised me at a Mennonite church, but not wearing Mennonite clothes. Only when I would go see my family, where they thought that we still lived like that, right? So sometimes my grandparents' family would come, and we would have like these things as a family, and we'd get rid of the TVs and stuff like that, and act like we didn't have any electricity.
Oh my God! So you can't have electricity. Going back to the Mennonite versus
some Mennonites,
Amish. So the differences were that you can wear lighter colors. You can have electricity as a Mennonite.
Yeah, you can. Mm-hmm.
And then so it's basically mainly clothing, and then the strict.
I mean, Amish live all together in one area.
Oh, right. Okay.
They don't. I mean.
So you're out in society.
Have you ever seen somebody Amish?
Yes.
You have? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I showed you at the train station. Remember, I said this is how my
Do you
family
have those
dresses.
Outfits? Like, have you seen them?
No, I don't. Okay, so when I would go to church and stuff, you have to dress very conservative. So that's when I would be in church and like in a religious environment, we were obviously very respectful and acted like we were Mennonite.
I can't believe you. And so you would go back and hide the television. So when
people would come that still lived like that, we would hide.
Did your mom explain it to you at the time? Like
no,
what we were doing? Or you just knew that like this is what we do?
It was like a joke almost.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I said in the interview, my mom raised us very cool.
Yeah.
Very very away from everything. And so my grandparents then became less and less and less and less strict. And my grandparents no longer dress like that either, no longer live a life like that either. So my family now, because I feel like my mom and me lived such like a less strict life, everybody kind of has given up in a way. Yeah.
Do you think that's like religion as a whole, like it's getting less and less popular?
So. Yeah. I think just like just having phones, all this kind of stuff, people are just maybe confusing people more.
What was it like?
I'm very confused religious wise.
You're confused?
Yeah, for sure. Aren't you?
What are you now?
I'm very, very spiritual. I believe that there's something, but I believe in not God. I believe in
like the energy of the universe.
I believe in energies, actually.
Yes.
That's exactly what I believe in. Energies. I believe that if I want something, it's about my energy, not about crazy.
Well, God is just a word. Like, do you know what I mean? In my mind, God is a word. And even like the Jesuses and things like that, they're people that are part of God, which is like the energy, universe energy that comes and goes. And it's like...
I saw this thing that said that Christians call it praying, witches call it witchcraft, and then it went down the thing and it said like spiritual people call it manifestation, but it all is one thing. We're all basically doing the same thing. So that's really what I believe in, is that we're all basically doing the same thing and wanting a higher power or our energies to help us and benefit us.
I'm on the exact same page as you.
Manifesting? What religion is manifesting now?
Well, no, I think it's just been different over the thousands and thousands of years. Like, it's just been given different names as to what worshipping energy and that comes through us and is everyone and everything. And I think that a lot of people maybe were more in tune to that and then decided to write it down, the Bible, blah, 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 you know. And then everyone was like, oh my God, we must worship that. But that's very literal. Like you can also, they're just writing down their practices. But yeah. And so what was your religion part of why you got bullied? Like, or?
No, I got bullied because girls are just mean.
What was it like in school? Like, were they mean to you for what reason though? Did you look cute in school?
So I had a really good time in middle school. I had a lot of friends. Everybody liked me. Everybody got along. I always had my hair blonde since 12. And I think that really is what messed me up, is I always had blonde,
Who
short
decided
hair.
that your hair should
my
be blonde?
mom did. That's what I'm telling you. My mom
Right.
was really cool. Like my mom actually is the cool one that deserved the Daily Mail
She
interview.
needs- I was just gonna
is
say
the one that
that.
really deserves the Daily Mail
she's
interview,
gone
'cause
from
she's the
being
one that
that-
hyped me.
Okay, so, oh my gosh.
And you know what she texted me on my birthday and it makes me want to cry?
What?
She was like, I want you to know that you're not a survivor, you're a thriver. Don't let them just call you a survivor.
God.
I know.
That is
I
so
know.
cute.
Anyway, so my
I would love
mom's a
to
cool
meet
one.
her. She sounds fucking awesome. We need her on this podcast. fast.
I
One
know.
day.
She won't do it. She likes to hide away. What was high school. They just didn't.
So what sort of bullying? Like, what are your memories of
beat up.
being beat up by women or men?
It was by women.
At school.
But men would spit on me and stuff, and like
What do
kids
you
were
think
very
that
mean. The
was?
police were involved. I literally had
Yeah.
to be pulled out. Like there was a time where I had gym class and all the girls would change in one locker room,
Yeah.
and me and my friend had to go. Her name was Cheyenne. We had to go. Me and her, because that was my only friend at the time, had to go change in a completely separate locker room.
So you wouldn't
because I wouldn't get jumped. That's how bad my bullying was. Where I had to be completely separated from people.
Shit.
Isn't that sick? And my mom would go in there and like just be like, "You guys got to do something." And they just pulled me out.
That is so
It's sick.
fucked up. Kids can be so horrible,
so
and
sick.
it takes a lifetime of undoing.
It does, and it all stemmed from girls thinking their boyfriends wanted me.
So you obviously look like a little babe with that blonde hair.
Mhm.
but, like-
and I had a job already, right? So I was buying myself nice clothes, and I
right.
was, I came from
Was that
an
at
area
Starbucks?
that I worked at a grocery store. So I was buying myself nice stuff at 15 in high school, and I came from an area that was not wealthy. So
You just had better aspirations even back then to like.
and I just didn't talk to
I'm
anybody.
so
You know how I am
jealous.
about friends too. I
Yeah,
kept my circle
yeah.
small, and they just didn't like me.
Oh God, their loss.
I know.
Would you describe Mennonite as a cult? Yes.
I describe any religion as a cult.
Really?
Any strict religion, I would consider that a cult.
Some more a little strict than others.
Because of the control, it just overall,
Mm.
just the control over clothing, just your mindset, all of that. Isn't that a cult? I would have to know what the definition of a cult is, actually. Because in my head, it's just full control.
I mean, there's
over
definitely
a group
cult
of people.
vibes. Definitely cult
It's definitely.
vibes.
I would say yeah.
Did you move to, so when you say that you moved to DC, did you move there because, like, how did that come about? Did you move there because you wanted to be a stripper and that's where it was? Or did someone tell you about it?
My mom got remarried, and
Oh, right.
and she moved to Virginia. So DC it was 45 minutes, and DC you can strip fully nude with alcohol versus Virginia where it's bra and panties with alcohol. So I thought, why don't I go somewhere where I can get fully naked and make more money and just drive a little bit
I
more.
love it. Oh, okay.
So again, just
hustling and trying to level
Just-
up
just,
and more money.
just
like-
analyzing everything before I
Yeah.
make decisions.
And
to
how
make
old
sure
were you then again?
I was. I stripped underage. I didn't move to my mom's until I was 18. So my mom got remarried at 16. When I was 16, I stayed in Ohio with my grandparents, and I stripped in
So you were with the
Ohio.
grandparents that
And
you
I-
would need to hide the TVs from.
my great grandparents are the people I needed to hide the TVs from. My
Uh-huh.
grandparents would help us hide the TVs.
Okay, they
and
got a
were
little
left.
bit. They
Yes,
got a bit
they were getting a
cooler.
little bit cool. My
Right.
mom completely kept us
Yeah.
yeah.
What was it like living away from your mom? Like at the
I
time?
always kind of
Yeah. You didn't mind.
do my own thing.
Yeah.
I didn't mind. And
Where
then
were
I
your
went
sisters
and then I
at the
went back
time?
and forth. I kind of would stay with her here and there. So I
Mm.
did really live kind of 50-50 in Virginia and Ohio. And then I've moved. I stripped in DC for 6 months, and then I went to do porn.
I love that.
6
And did you
months.
make a lot of money doing that? Or
Stripping?
Yeah. Like on a
Um,
good week, how much would it bring in?
Few thousand. But it's more on the weekends.
And
that
that's a
you
lot
would
of
make
hours though, right?
It's a lot of hours to secure the weekend shift, if that makes sense. There's a lot of day shifts to get that.
Oh,
Friday,
they don't let you do it
Saturday,
unless you put in all the
unless you
other
put
days.
in like a one.
Ah.
I remember you had to do like 2 day shifts, which are dead, which are like nobody wants to do just to get the weekend.
Did that suck sometimes just having to be on stage
Well, you
and
would
be
make
like this?
thousands on the weekend.
But see, there's the work ethic again that you were just like, I'm going to fucking put in these days so I can get there for the weekend. The fact that you, even at that age, 16 or whatever,
I know,
like
and
was
you
like,
know what I
I'm going to
did?
make more money if I take all the clothes off and be in this club in DC as opposed to Virginia. That is like already the
I
wheels
know.
ticking over with
I
that
know.
business mentality
I
for
know.
later on what would end up becoming and is becoming, which is like setting the foundation. No, where did you think you got that though? Like, it's just born with it, because like
how I work.
yeah, and how you would even come to these conclusions and have aspirations of doing these things, because like that's got to be from like a past life or like in just
Doesn't
the
it
energy
have
of the
to be?
universe. Because how all of a sudden you wake up and you're like 15, 16 and being like, okay, Virginia, these are the laws there. This is not that there. I'm going to work here. I've already worked in the grocery store. I'm going to start.
I don't know. I've always been like that
And
because
you
my family tells me stories of when I was like 7, 8, 9 years old, like just shutting shit down and like, but like I remember my parents got divorced and then my siblings were crying about how they don't want to go see my dad. And I said, well, you can make the decision and not go see him. And that's going to be the decision. Like, and that was at 8 years old. I'm telling people
See, that's the
they're
thing.
not going. They're not seeing.
You just wake up with it though. Like it's
Yeah.
not like something sometimes, because people used to ask that about me actually and say like, how did you turn out so normal with those parents? And I'm like, I don't know, but I think it really
Well, you
is.
either act just like them or you are the complete opposite. You know what I
feel
mean?
coming back to that spirituality though, it's I think that lives are kind of set up as to what you're doing this time around.
Yeah.
Like in this life, you're going to, you know, and however many lives we've lived before this.
So you believe in past lives for sure.
Yeah. But
Me
it's
too.
interesting. I think that could be, and I don't know for sure, and that's why I was asking. It's interesting though. You definitely have that already, that blueprint of like, I'm going to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to make my own decisions.
Well, I just don't want to be homeless. I've never wanted to
But
be
other people
homeless.
don't just think like
well,
that.
but
Like
there's
immediate.
been times as a family growing up where I didn't have a home.
Yeah.
So that's where that comes from.
Scared.
If you really want like to understand like why I am the way that I am, there's been times where we didn't have a home. There's been times where our electric didn't, you know, there's been times where my mom couldn't buy us Christmas presents and we sat there like by ourselves, you know? So
God.
that's where that comes from is like, I don't want to not have a roof over my head ever again. Seriously.
The fact that you're able to use those situations, like, you know, being so bullied that you couldn't even be in the same locker room as other people, having Christmases where you have no electricity and no presents, all of that stuff, and that you can use it and not be defeated by it, but use it as a driving force.
It shaped me as a really good person.
No, these things didn't happen to you; they happened for you.
I'm not upset about the way I grew up at all. I don't look back and I'm like, man, I wish that my parents did this or that. I'm very happy with how my life has turned out in every single way.
Yeah.
Even the times where I'm like, I wish I didn't have to deal with that.
That's really cool.
But I mean, I must have a lot of past life karmas that I'm working through. If we want to think about past lives, you know, don't you think?
Yes. Oh, you're so good. I'm just still kind of like one question behind, thinking about how like all this comes together for you and how well you take it and have been able to make something out of it.
Well, I don't always take it well. I'm not.
Yeah, but you get there in the end.
I do. I don't always think. You know, you've seen me, James. You've seen me break down where I'm like, I can't do it anymore. Like, it's not that I'm not
the resilience,
but
in
it's
you.
not that I'm not crying and not upset and not hurt. I just don't care about it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, what a sad podcast episode.
Not at all. I think this is so interesting. I love it so much. I was almost going to say it can't get better than this, like with that last statement that you made, but I do have a couple more questions.
Yeah.
I just, let's speed it up to, oh no, actually, I want to go stripping to porn. Was that something that was a path that was made clear to you by the stripping? Like, was it like, okay, well, I have my clothes off, I'm doing this, I think I've heard you speak about this before, actually. So getting into porn is more money.
I'm sorry, but we have to bring up how my first husband hit my sister up this morning and how I sent it to you. We cannot end this podcast without that.
Can we talk about that?
Because there's a question about marriage, and I just No.
Okay, tell me. Okay, hold on. Okay, ready?
We'll have to chop it, but...
So, no, do we get to bring it up in this podcast?
What? My first husband?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to do it on our one-on-one. That was my other thing, because I sent you a screenshot this morning. I said, let's just talk about it on the podcast.
Okay, let's skip right to that.
Screw this. I don't want to talk about myself anymore.
Okay, go. Okay, so I got your message this morning. Which husband is this?
My first ever husband that I was married to for 2 weeks. I was married to somebody else with the kids in Memphis. My first ever husband.
But how did it break up again? I forget.
Because I went through his phone and I saw that he had a full-on family in Memphis.
Right.
So he gave me his old iPhone and said I could use it as an iPad just to listen, or just to listen to music for whatever reason. This is back when it was like, these phones were so old. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was so easy to hack them. So I went through everything. and he had a family, and that's where he was. He would travel a lot. He was a lawyer. And I would just be like, okay, whatever. And I would stay at home and, live this life. And he had a full-on family that he was going and living with and then coming back.
And that's why it was annulled, because you'd already found out that he was already married. So
I didn't have to really get divorced.
Yeah.
So he hit my sister up this morning and I sent it to you and it was like, tell your sister to hit me up if she still lives in LA. LOL, thanks, winky face, or something like that. Like, what?
Does he not have your number, or was it a million years ago?
No, of course not. This was 9 years ago. This was
Why
almost
all of
a
sudden?
decade ago.
Was he much older than you?
Yeah, he was in his 40s.
And so how old would he be
18.
now?
I don't know, but let me tell you something.
Hold on. Let's do the math here. That is so
he was in
pathetic.
His 40s.
Why would he think he could hit you up now?
He would either be 50 or 49 because he's in his 50s.
And all of a sudden he just thinks, oh yeah, that's right. She really missed out on me and my extra family and all of that shit. I should definitely hit her up and tell her what she's been missing.
James, I almost felt like how dare you
assume?
And I was like, is this my ego coming out right now? And I had to shut myself down. I was like, no, I was 18 and now he wants to come back when I'm doing well and tell your sister, what are you talking about? I'm not going to hit you up. We were married for 2 weeks.
And
I don't think about him.
Well.
And the only time I think about him is when everybody asks about my marriages.
Thanks for the material, but...
so he hit me up. Yeah, that's that. So that was going to be part of this
That's kind of nuts, though. I mean, I would feel a little bit like... I always feel like even reading some of your comments and stuff like that, or like even guys, just straight guys in general, thinking that he could just hit your sister up and that you'd actually want to talk to him. Like, what the fuck do you think I want to do with you?
This was a decade, almost a decade ago. Do you know the type of person I am now versus when I was 18? Are you serious?
Does any part of you want to get in touch with him and just be like...
not at all. Why would I do that to myself? I have no interest. The only thing that is really interesting that my sister brought up is I think I put a curse on people.
You put a curse on people?
No, not on purpose, right? And people are gonna think that I'm over exaggerating. But when a guy cheats on me and we break up, James, when I tell you that their life crumbles, this man I got on his Instagram, of course, right? I had to. He doesn't have his family anymore. He looks like shit. He's living a very he looks like shit.
Did he have money?
Life. He did. He was a lawyer, so. He had money. It looks like he's not living the same lifestyle at all that he was living.
The karma gets you in the end.
My husband, after that, same thing. Started to look like shit. Life started to crumble. Family started to crumble. Everything. Guy after that, same thing. My most recent ex looks like shit. Life's crumbling. Career's crumbling. Isn't that crazy?
I don't think it's a curse. I think that you've dated
Don't
guys.
laugh at this. This is serious. Because I was like, ha 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 at first. Yeah. And then if you look at these men and what happens to their lives, they literally lose their lives.
I'm just also seeing an unsustainable pattern for men like that who engage in that kind of behavior, which at some point has to break and they'll lose it all. It's like addiction.
That's true. That's true. And he's right.
But maybe you're the straw that breaks the camel's back.
That's true. I'm the karma.
Yeah. Well, also not choosing the best guys back then when you don't think as highly of yourself. So they eventually become what they are, which is pieces of shit.
That's true.
They inherit that karma. And it's like,
bring it out
because you're like, you wouldn't choose those guys now, obviously, but back then, and so rightly so, you're in your early 20s,
I wasn't
18.
Purposely choosing bad guys.
At the time you think they're great, or else why would you be with them?
Yeah.
But you become a different person over time, and then you realize, whoa, I was really choosing that.
So I decided that next time I date somebody, I'm going to be like, listen, if you cheat, just leave because for some reason it's like a weird spiral after, because I don't want them back after, and that's when they start to like go crazy and like look like shit and do weird things and like lose their jobs. They start losing their jobs because they start going crazy. That's the truth.
Yeah,
you know it's true.
Well, I love that for you because I'm imagining. I'm already thinking of it. It's like my I love it for me, like seeing exes that aren't doing well, and like everyone wants to see their ex do badly and lose everything.
I personally don't.
I don't like outwardly want that, but if it happens, I'm like, oh wow, you really had a good thing with me.
You're like, ha.
I mean, secretly, I'm not like outwardly doing that. I'm not like mean.
You're not like getting
But
a
I'm like,
fake
if it
account,
happens, it
making
happens.
a troll
If
account
they
saying,
get-
you should have never left James. He was
if
the
they get
best.
hit by a car, it's like,
Oh
oh, no,
my
I'm just kidding.
God. The Ozempic
Oh, well, this has been fun. All right. Well, do not forget, guys, to subscribe to our pages. At Instagram is at Heartbreakers Pod, and then subscribe on our YouTube and Spotify. Leave us the questions. What else did we have to say? We love you guys. Call the hotline.
Call the hotline.
Call the hotline and leave us those amazing messages.
I wonder if we can secure 1-800 Elsa Jean. Does that fit?
We'll work on that.
Oh wait, it would be
1-800.
Oh no,
Elsa
there's
Jean.
too many.
It's on our Instagram at the moment. And what else? We will see you next week. We're very excited. Woo!
He won't be on Ozempic next week.
Yes, I will.